Welcome back, everybody. We have an amazing discovery for you. The Hubble Space Telescope has been observing the cosmos for more than 30 years. And another incredible observation has just been released, the farthest individual star ever observed. Nicknamed Earendel, the light from this star has taken nearly 13 billion years to get to us. Here to talk to us about this incredibly distant star is NASA expert Patty Poyd.
Patty, this is such an exciting interview, such an exciting time really for space exploration in general. Of course, Hubble observed the furthest individual star ever seen. This is so incredible. So tell us about this extraordinary discovery.
Oh, I'd love to. It's a real record breaker, and it's so exciting to see that Hubble is still making these kinds of groundbreaking discoveries after 30 plus years in orbit. So Hubble is a space telescope. It's in a low Earth orbit. It was launched in 1990. And one of the programs that it does is to look at galaxies across cosmic time, we call it. You know, our universe is 13.8 billion years old. And when we look to distant galaxies, we're seeing their light when the light left us. And the further away they are, the longer ago that light left us. So one of the great programs that Hubble has is to look at galaxy clusters, which are a million billion suns worth of mass. And those clusters, they look very beautiful on their own. They also lens space time behind them. They magnify and amplify the objects behind them so that we can actually see them. We'd never be able to see these objects without those galaxy clusters doing this lensing. So this very special discovery, the farthest star known, was in one of these lensing images, and we're actually looking at a single star. So the light from that star left that object when the universe was less than 1 billion years old.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That is incredible, especially considering I think we heard too at one point the star before that was maybe 4 or 5 billion years that we'd seen. So to get it less than that is amazing. Can you tell us more about how Hubble can manage to observe such a faraway object?
Sure, I'd love to. It's all about the mass in these clusters. So it's an effect that Albert Einstein described in general relativity. It's that mass bends space-time. And so whenever you're bending space-time, you're bending light. So just like my glasses are bending light to focus an image in my eyes, those massive galaxy clusters are doing the same thing. They're bending the light behind them. And when they get focused in our telescope, it magnifies, it stretches, and it distorts those images. So this is just a very special program with Hubble that looks at galaxy clusters for this exact reason. What we're going after with the galaxy clusters and the lensing is to look at the first galaxies in the universe, the galaxies that formed first. You have the primordial soup. This is such a special event here because we're not only seeing a galaxy, it's not a galaxy, it's a single star. So we have seen galaxies from earlier in the universe than this, but just to see a single star is completely different than seeing a galaxy, which is billions of stars, the light of billions of stars all put together.
Yeah, sure. Well, and Patty, I think one of the most interesting things too is what we can learn from seeing a star like this. So this star, of course, has been named Earendel. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Earendel.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent, perfect. And that, of course, means morning star in Old English. So what can we learn from Earendel and other distant stars too?
So it's a beautiful name for this star, and it's nicknamed Morning Star because it really is coming at like morning in the universe. And what we know about our universe is that there's been a tremendous amount of change and evolution. You may have heard that we're all star stuff. That refers to the fact that things like carbon, oxygen, neon, the materials that make up this Hubble Space Telescope, that make up you and me, they were fused in the furnaces of stars. And so hydrogen and helium comes together in the centers of stars, and then massive stars like this one explode in supernova explosions and spew that material around their environment that gets picked up by the next generation of stars. So what Earendel is one of those very first stars. It's going to allow us to put this very crucial piece of the puzzle together. How did the heavy elements form, and what order, how quickly, how did we get to where we are today from where we started in the Big Bang? So we're really looking forward to everything we can learn with Earendel, not only with the Hubble Space Telescope, but with the very brand new James Webb Space Telescope still coming online and getting commissioned.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and of course, we want to continue to learn so much more too. So, with Hubble celebrating an important milestone in a few weeks, that 32 years in orbit and 1.5 million observations and counting. I mean, how's the telescope doing? We want to continue these explorations, of course.
The telescope's doing great. It was serviced on orbit by astronauts, and there were 5 servicing missions. And the last one, the astronauts were very careful to leave the telescope at the peak of its scientific capabilities. So we basically got a refurbished telescope at that time. And ever since then, there's been a team of scientists and engineers hard at work on the ground that optimize this telescope. We look at lifetime extension initiatives. So we are looking to extend Hubble well into this decade. We hope to the end of this decade. And the scientific community is very enthusiastic about using Hubble. Over 1,000 proposals come in for new scientific investigations every year. So the instruments are performing very well. The computers on board are performing very well. The data storage, the data processing, it's all going great. We're very hopeful for many more years of Hubble.
This is so cool, guys. You can explore more about Earendel, the Hubble Telescope, and of course our universe as a whole. That's all at NASA.gov.